He comes out like an hour later and he goes, yeah, his exploded.
Oh!
He does not have one anymore.
Foreplay presented by Chevrolet. Our good friends at Chevrolet. We love the Chevy EVs. And brought to you by the David Scott Portnoy owned Barstool Sports.
That's right.
What a day we have here, fellas.
What a 48 hours that it's been.
You've got Trent, Frankie, you've got Brennan Jones and Alex Bush behind the ones and twos. It's a Trent and Frankie show today. We've got no Rigsy Boy. He is, I don't know where he is. He was playing up northern Michigan, and then I think he's going to Branson.
Is he going to Big Cedar?
He's going to Big Cedar.
He's going to Big Cedar with his buddies. He's got a little bit of a buddies trip. We're excited to hear about that. Obviously, Big Cedar is an incredible golf destination that we went to as a group this year. Was it this year?
Just a couple months ago,
A couple months ago. It was incredible. So that'll be good to get that recap. Danny Boy is out just frolicking amongst the Lion King. The clip that he put out today of all those, like, whatever those animals were running down the hill was legitimately seen out of the Lion King.
Yeah, I figure we're going to see a lot of those. I think he's been sending Alex Bush a bunch of those videos, but I've been seeing them on Instagram. Yeah, it's one of those trips where you're just going to see a bunch of crazy shit, and that's why you go. Crazy shit.
Dave Portnoy bought back Barstool, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to this company.
It's really been an amazing couple of days. I don't even know where to start, what to talk about, but it just feels right.
I want to talk about the fact that I just did Barstool Radio for the first time in like 4 years. It was like my first thing that I really did here at Barstool. It was like my first year. We were on Power 85, Barstool Radio. We were on the MMA Combat channel. We had the 12 to 1 or 11 to 12 hour. And Dave was like, you're the producer of this Barstool radio show. And I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And you now fast forward like 7 years past that, 8 years past that, we finally had Barstool Radio back today. KFC inside. He was the host with Feidelberg and Tommy. You had Dave coming on the show. Big day. And all the audio just broke on me. 22,000 people watching live on YouTube. I was set up to fail. I fucked up. They fucked up. Pete fucked up. Everybody fucked up. I don't know how it happened, but the music wasn't working. All the things that I was excited about wasn't working, and we barely got through it.
It was amazing.
I'm on edge right now.
You are. You've had a tough day. Your face has been red for 90% of the day.
Fuck.
But yeah, when they were doing Barstool Radio, when they would cut to Dave's camera, a guy who the whole world wants to hear from.
Yep.
Because it's really a miraculous journey that he's been on, and the latest chapter is maybe the craziest one. And every time they would cut to his camera during Barstool Radio, the sound would cut out. And he's getting red faced because there was nobody here in the morning, and he was going crazy that his employees, he's been at the head of the regime again. He's back to the head of the regime for 23 hours, and the next morning his employees don't show up before 9:45. So he's going crazy. You can just see his face getting more red as he's getting angrier, and you just can't hear a word he's saying.
So behind the scenes, basically like this system, they have the Yak on it every day. I was getting a million tweets. How the fuck does the Yak go seamlessly? The Yak goes on it. Pick Central was on 2 minutes before it, perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden Barstool Radio goes on. Frankie comes off the golf course into the fucking producer studio, and everything breaks. I guess they have all these projects that they build, and the Yak has its own project. The Pick Central has its own project, and they built one last night for Barstool Radio. They have all their little elements in there. I was just coming in as like a guest producer for the day. We go live and everything's muted and like behind closed buttons that we couldn't even see. I'm hitting unmute, mute. Nothing's working. The guys can't hear the music. No one on YouTube can hear the music. For some reason, camera 2 was muted with the audio every time they cut to it. We didn't realize it until 10 minutes into it. I'm yelling at people. I told Pete, I went out and I ran over to Pete and I said, I know I haven't been in this office in like 3 years. We've been fucking grinding, building up Foreplay and Barstool Golf. But I need you to get into this fucking producer room right now because your shit is crumbling. I looked at him. I said, your shit's crumbling right now. And I'm the one to blame. So it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare today, but we got through it. We're here talking golf. And we survive and advance. And yeah, our lives are just back into the mud.
There's a part of you that liked it.
I did like it. Yeah, my stress meter on my Whoop just went through the roof. I got a notification being like, this isn't normal.
Right.
But I definitely do love it. I love being back in the mix. Do I like people telling me to go kill myself? No, that's definitely something I don't enjoy. People were very mad at me on Twitter because the audio didn't work. But I do like being in the fire. I like the flames. I like the heat. I like we're about to go live, and if it fucks up, it fucks up. And it fucked up.
It's incredible. The Dave buying Barstool back has done a lot of things, and what it's really done is put us in a time machine to 2018 when everybody was back. Everybody's back in the office. Frankie's face is red. Everybody sort of feels when Dave's putting out videos yelling about how no one is here. You really get that old feeling back, and we've been feeling that for the last 24 hours. It's crazy. I was thinking about it when I got hired at Barstool at the beginning of 2014. Dave owned Barstool. It was all his. A couple of years in, I would say it was probably 2016 was the churn and sale. So he sold a little bit then, and then a few years later, Penn came in, Penn took over, and that's sort of been our lives for the last couple of years. At no point did I ever think Dave would fully own Barstool again, and I don't think he thought about it either until a couple of weeks ago. But now that is a reality, and it's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, we've been getting congratulation texts from friends and family and athletes and celebrities. Everyone is reaching out to Barstool personalities being like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. When if you think about, you take a step back and realize like everyone understands what this means. You know what I mean? Dave is that big of a presence, and he's that important to this engine that maybe they saw that like, the light at the end of the tunnel was starting to kind of like dimmer a little bit, that Penn was taking over and all of this stuff was happening and Dave was in Miami and everything was kind of just like, I guess, transitioning away from old school Barstool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden out of the fucking clouds, it's not just back, it's fully back.
Yeah.
It's back to a place that it hasn't been in like 10 years.
Yes.
Because even when Dave sold to Chernin, he didn't have like majority ownership, I don't think, for a lot of the times. Like he definitely was calling the shots. He was in the mix. Like when I first started working at Barstool, Dave owned Barstool, even though Chernin had a major investment in it.
Yeah.
He was still very much making the shots, making the calls. That was not the case the last couple of years, it felt like.
No, because Chernin, I don't remember the specifics, but the Chernin deal was different from the Penn deal in that Penn owned Barstool.
Yeah.
Like it was theirs. So they were starting to make the decisions. I mean, we felt it on our end where it was like expense reports and just sort of having to report more of the things like how a real company is supposed to be run. And now we're just going back to the time when that doesn't exist. And the split was amicable. Penn is now doing the ESPN bets. Dave gets Barstool back, and every party is happy with how it shook out.
Extremely happy. We still are, we're still very financially invested in what, like in the future of Penn, I would say, like making sure that all goes well. I know I personally am. I've been on that ride since the very first day that they acquired Barstool. So I'm hoping nothing but success and prosperous future for ESPN Bet and for Penn, because obviously I've got some shares in that, and I want that to keep going up.
Me as well. It's just a story that you just never hear, where a guy at the end of the whole run gets his company back. And Dave said in the meeting yesterday, and I'm
one in a billion. I don't even know if it's possible.
I think it's a higher number.
Yeah.
I think it's one in however many numbers there are.
Yeah.
Because it's the only one.
Yeah.
Like when you get it, he just got the company back. It's his baby.
They just sold it
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but like they just got, like, it was a huge moment. People were getting congratulation texts in like February about like getting their full money vested into their accounts. I remember texting KFC being like, dude, you're a rich guy today.
Yep,
that's an incredible day. And now that's still true. And we got Dave got the company back.
I know. And
my head's kind of spinning just thinking about
that.
Well,
I've been thinking about it a lot. I took the train back yesterday because yesterday was a lot. Like we came in, there was an all hands meeting at Barstool. Weren't really told what it was going to be about. It was just like at 4:15, Erica and Dave are going to talk, and then we'll go from there.
We were out filming a video out at Colonial.
We were, and we decided to come in and see it because I've worked here for a long time, but I also just love the internet.
Yeah.
And Barstool is such a part of the internet. Even as a person when I didn't work here, I was so interested in Barstool. And now that I'm in it, I just like seeing internet history, and it just felt like something was going to happen. And like the biggest thing that's happened to this company happened. Yeah, we took trains in. You drove in from Long Island. We shot a golf video, and we were just sitting there. And Dave made the announcement, and the place, everybody started clapping. People were going crazy. Because
Wolf of Wall Street-esque. Yeah,
because Dave has now said he's not going to sell the company again. He's going to keep it forever. And he's like, when I die, give it to Kevin, give it to Dan, give it to their kids. Like, it's his now for the rest of time. And we've been here forever. I doubt we're ever going to go anywhere. So it's a joyous, joyous day for people who love Barstool, people who work at Barstool. it's just a whole new world, a world that I just didn't ever think we would see again. And it's very exciting. Very exciting.
It's a great time to be working at Barstool. It's a great time to be a fan of Barstool.
100%.
Things like today with Barstool Radio, even though I fucked it up and the audio didn't work, just having everyone in the office, the Spider Monkey, Nate getting called in, and Dave's shitting on everyone for being late. And where's Rico Bosco? He's on vacation. Dave's calling him, and Mike Portnoy called in. It's like, it's everything that you fell in love with in the early days of Barstool, in the first move to New York Barstool, where it really revved up. It grabbed basically the attention and the hearts of every single male from like 13 to fucking 35 and 40. Every single person was obsessed with Barstool, and it just like, it became a cultural phenomenon. We're like getting back to that. We definitely were starting to steer away from that. It felt like everything was getting a little bit more corporate. Things were starting to be like, you have to hit certain goals. We have to be at a certain place as a business, or else it's going to be bad. And now it's like, we get to just be Barstool Sports again, which is, I'm not sure how it happened. I don't know the financials, but around like what's actually going on around this place. It's amazing. You see all these tweets about like how Dave pulled it off. He is a legitimate genius.
Oh,
Dave Portnoy is one in a however many numbers there are type of person. I've always wanted to say like to him just how, like, I mean, obviously he would never want to hear this from me or anybody really, because he doesn't like compliments that much. He kind of just like walks on his way and does his own thing. But how impressive it is that a guy that started this company giving out newspapers and not really knowing where it was going to take him can somehow find himself in a situation where he's having meetings with like billion-dollar companies, and he's selling this big business to them, and then he's like taking it back. And like, how impressive that is for the guy from Swampscott, Massachusetts, who never in a million years had any sort of training in like business, like acquisitions and sales. And he's able to kind of just like dominate the world somehow, the business world. Guys have gone to all these business schools and they learn the tricks of the trade. And Dave just comes in and he's just like one of the top dogs. Somehow, some way, this guy has learned how to be a top dog in the world.
He's got the greatest gut of all time.
I don't know how it happened.
He's got a great business gut and a great content gut. What he feels, he goes with, and it always works out. And this is the ultimate test of that, where you just get your company back 100%. And now we are just fully a company that wants to make great, interesting content. Yep. And we still got to make money. That's still something that has to happen.
I mean, the foreplay success really hasn't changed. Like, I don't think anything that has happened in the last 3 or 4 years really was ignited or helped by whatever was happening with like the back end of the company. I feel like there's still brands at Barstool Sports that have like operated as though it's always operated. You know what I mean? There's definitely going to be some changes on the business side and the way it operates. And I'm sure like all the however many people that we used to hire to do all that stuff for a major company probably aren't going to be needed as much if we're going to kind of like tighten it up a little bit. But I think our day of life or our work life won't change at all. You know what I mean?
I agree. I completely agree.
Like I think that Dave has kind of made that a point where it's like we get to just keep being who we always have been.
Right. We're still going to do Barstool Classics. We're still going to sell merch. We're still going to have ad reads on this podcast. We're still going to do all of those things, and we're just going to continue on. Like,
it's a great day for Barstool Sports.
So good. If I run it through my head about a situation that like went down with Penn and Barstool, I would think that Dave would, like, if you get a company back, it's usually like not the same company that it was before.
For sure.
But we're all still here. The brands are still here. The engine is still here.
Yep.
So all the things we were doing before and all the things that we were doing during are just going to continue.
And he says it's going to be here for the rest of time. He says our kids' kids will have Barstool Sports to be able to come to and work at. So,
and that makes me that fires me up.
Yeah, I mean, he's operating it like the small business that he started it, essentially, where it's like, this is ours and no one's going to take it from us, and we're just going to have this like bully mentality. Shout out Jersey Jerry, where it's just like it's us against the world again.
And the difference,
that's fucking incredible.
It's incredible. And the difference from when it started to now is that Dave just has way more money.
Yeah.
He's just like, I did the thing that I wanted to do, and I got my company.
Well, yeah. I mean, without speaking for him, I would assume that a lot of the like reasoning for where Barstool has gone is to like make life-changing money, right? Like trying to build up a company to get to a point where you can sell it and make fuck you money.
Yes.
That's like what owning a company is. And he did it. And now he gets to have his business back. So it's like that drive and that ambition of like wanting to do that again is probably gone. And now it's just like, let's just create this place of what it always was supposed to be without that, like, let's go try and put this to market and get the highest bidder and all that stuff. Because that's gone now.
Right. I would say there were two parts of it. Again, not speaking for him. Wants to make a bunch of money, but he also loves the content side of it. He loves the weird, quirky guys. He loves the Nates of the world, the Jersey Jerrys of the world, all these guys who create, and us, you create an ecosystem of content that Dave just loves that. And like you said, the part where you just want to make a bunch of money, he did that. But he still has the part where he wants to have the company that's like quirky and interesting and has weird characters. And now we get to do that too. It's very cool, man. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing. He's been in a great mood. I can't believe we like shook his hand yesterday and said like, congratulations. Like you just got your baby back. And that's a really, really cool thing.
He was happy yesterday.
Oh, for sure.
He was in a great mood, and you don't get to see that a ton from him.
And today he came in guns blazing. Yeah. If you weren't at the office by 9:30, he was tweeting about it. So it's just, we're back. We're so back. The audio wasn't working on Barstool Radio. I get it. I'm still getting tweets about it. Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. We do have some calls that we're going to get to today. So that's I'm going to start sending out some links. I basically tweeted out, if you have an interesting story on the golf course, we want to hear from you. We've talked to superintendents on the show when it's been the Trent and Frankie show. We've talked to pros. I wanted to see if we had any like horror stories on the golf course. And from what I'm reading, we have a couple horror stories on the golf course that we want to get to. I actually want to send out this link to this guy right here. His name is Cannon Claybaum.
Wait a second.
Cannon Claycomb.
Wait a second.
A lot of people follow this guy.
I know that guy, dude. I ran into him in the lobby at the Corn Ferry Tour event.
So yeah,
we took a picture together.
Everyone, like a lot of people follow this guy, so I figured
this guy's really nice. I like this guy.
He claims that he played in a Florida amateur tournament, and they had a 3-hour delay for an active shooter event. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, send him that link.
It's gonna get a little dark in here.
No, we're gonna figure it out, and maybe a Lurch appearance. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think Lurch is gonna be calling in. He's gonna be one of the guys that we reach out to. We sent him the link already, so whenever he's done with his other meetings, he's gonna hop right in. Yeah, no, it's been a great day. It's been definitely stressful. We've been in the office way more than we've ever been in the last year, which is 2 days in a row.
It's my third day in a row.
Third day in a row for you, 2 days in a row for me. Haven't had that since before COVID, I don't think.
And when the videos were going out of Dave, yelling at people about not getting here on time, my train got in at 10:02, and I probably made it to the office by 10:03.
Yesterday, when we were at Colonial and we had this meeting at 4:15, I made it to the office from East Farmingdale to New York City in like 39 minutes.
I couldn't believe you were here.
39 minutes.
Me and John Feidelberg took a train that took 40 minutes, and I was like, Frankie's never going to make it if he's driving in. And you got here like...
I went home and changed.
That's insane.
Went home,
You
changed.
beat both of us, too.
I beat both of you guys who left from the golf course first. I changed. I put money in the mailbox for the gutter guy, which this fucking gutter guy... I almost got swindled into paying $500 to clean my gutters. And I almost paid this guy, right? He came in, he did all the measurements, comes in the backyard. I'm working in the backyard. I've been painting like a fucking...
You've been doing the painting.
I've been painting.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
I'm painting a deck. It's a nightmare. It's hard. And I've been stepping in the paint. I'm not realizing that I'm painting and I'm stepping.
You were telling me about this. You're doing it because you've been paying people to do a lot of the things in your backyard.
Yeah.
You've done a whole remodel of your backyard.
We got new pavers in. We did foundation coverings. I just didn't want to have to cut things and cover vents. I've been getting Thumbtack people. I go on Thumbtack and I just say, can you come do this? And they do it.
So you've been feeling emasculated, I would imagine. And you're like, I want to do something so I can contribute to this backyard. And you've decided that painting is your thing.
So we have an old hot tub that was there when we bought it. And I got it fixed. I got it up and running. All it needed was a flow sensor. People in my life tried to tell me to trash this hot tub. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's going to be worth just seeing if it works. It was $100 fix. We fixed this fucking thing. It's 110 degrees now. It's rolling. So we ended up having a little bit of a deck that we didn't put pavers on, underneath this hot tub, and it's like old. It's shot. It's like an old deck. It's probably 15 years old. I said, I can restore this part. It's just the size of a hot tub. And I knew that I could just like sand it down. I can power wash it, and I'll fucking paint this thing. I thought it'd be a 10-minute process. It's been 4 days of me out there fucking ripping up. I'm putting in wood filler. I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude.
I've been stepping in the paint. The paint's been all over me. And then I went to go wash the paint out. I did it on the grass. It's all over the grass. It's been an absolute nightmare. I can't really do anything handy unless... but then sometimes I can. I built like an outdoor shower door. Like, because this house came with an outdoor shower. I built an outdoor shower like thing. It's incredible. Wait until you see this thing. Like PVC, I drilled it into the house. I can do it if I have like instructions. But if someone just hands me paint and like wood filler and like and all this stuff and says like just figure out how to do this perfectly, I can't do it.
Right, you don't have the instincts.
No instincts.
You need step by step. This is how you do it.
Step 1, you do this and you don't fuck it up. Step 2, and here's a picture of how you don't fuck it up.
Yep.
So I've been doing that. So I finally painted this deck, right? I painted the deck. It looks good, like really good. Darker color. You can't even see all the imprints on it, all the mistakes. And the only thing is it can't really get wet for those first couple hours. The paint says 4-hour rain ready. So I just got to get through 4 hours. And it wasn't going to rain. There was no rain in the forecast. 92 degrees. I'm like, oh, it's nice and hot. We're fine. This thing's going to fucking dry up in no time. I finish up painting. Legit, I get off my hands and knees. And this new gutter guy comes. So a guy tried to come and charge me $500. I said, go fuck yourself. I had a new guy come in, $150. So that first guy was 4.5 times more than the other guy. I should fucking sue that guy.
Well, you were a mark.
I was a mark.
He saw you and was like, I can get $500 out of this.
So
guy.
it ended up being $150, which is probably still a lot. It's just we have a high ceiling. I don't want to get up there on the roof. I'm not falling off a roof fucking cleaning out my gutters. That's not happening. And then he wanted to sell me gutter covers for $5,500.
What?
And he goes, you'll never need to do this again. So now I'm doing the math, and I'm saying, though, if I can find a guy to clean out my gutters once a year for $150, that's like fucking 35 years.
Right. Yeah, that money is...
I'll be dead by then.
Right.
You want me to give you $5,000 for fucking gutter cover so that the leaves... He tried to sell me on some bullshit that the metal of these... Because I said, don't the leaves just cover the covering just like they would any gutter? He goes, no, this type of metal, they fly right off. I said, you're fucking lying to me. I almost took the bait on this guy. He's like, it's incredible. You'll never believe the gutters. I'm like, we're talking about gutters here.
But the thing is if he gets one of you guys, which I guarantee every once in a while he gets one, he gets his pay for the whole year.
So here's what happened. I take the cheaper guy, $150. He does all the gutters. He fucking kills it. He's up there. He's on the roof. He asked me where my hose is at, which was a little bit weird. I'm like, oh, I guess he's going to have to hose it out. And I didn't really think. So I just painted this deck. I finished within minutes. It can't get wet, right? All of a sudden, I'm inside my kitchen, and I'm washing my hands. I got all the paint on it, and I hear just a hose coming from the roof, and it's just taking out all these leaves, and he's just blasting my patio that I just fucking painted. Blasting it 100 miles an hour. Just absolutely. I'm looking out. The paint is just pooling everywhere. It's going on the hot tub. It's going onto the patio. The patio now, the brand new patio has just paint all over it, pooling, like slowly moving like an oil spill. And I go out there. I'm like, what are you doing?
You're screaming.
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why can't you shoot the fucking leaves out the other way? And he goes, I don't care. He literally said, like, I don't care. I'm in and out. I'm in and I'm out. I'm like, you fucked me. So that 4 days worth of tape, and he ripped up all the tape. Because then he went to go blow dry all the shit that he flew out of my gutters, and he blew drewed all the tape that I had around the fucking hot tub. He just blew it off. All my work was gone. So he fucked it up. There's paint splattered all over the hot tub. It's a nightmare. It's a full-blown fucking nightmare. Is it on me? I probably should have told the guy, hey, listen, don't fucking blow it on here. Probably, but he saw it was a war zone. He saw it.
So are you going to do it again? Or I
got to do it again by Saturday. I got this birthday party for my 30th birthday
you're
party.
Turning 30.
All right, we're going to get right into talking about our presenting sponsor. That's Chevy.
Oh, yeah.
Chevy.com/electric is where we're going to head over to. Chevy has convenient ways to research and shop electric vehicles online. And when you go on that website, you're going to utilize Chevy My Way. Vehicle specialist host will give a virtual tour and help answer your questions. When you're ready, you're able to buy online, or you can even go to a participating dealer if you prefer to do it the old traditional way in person.
That's pretty amazing. You can buy it online. That makes it so much more convenient.
Oh, yeah. And on this website, on Chevy.com/electric, you can configure finance and lease payments. You can apply for credit, upload documents, finalize your purchase through a secure checkout process. And like we said before, you can schedule your vehicle delivery at home or at the dealership, whichever way you'd like to do it. So learn more at Chevy.com/electric to make sure that you check it all out. That's Chevy.com/electric.
There's a big
What's
man.
up, you little freaks?
Benjamin Severance has joined the show. How's it going, Lurch?
Frankie Borelli. What's your middle name?
Joseph.
Frank
Joseph Borelli III, but there's
FJB.
some debate of maybe I'm, my aunt, right the day before my wedding, we had a dinner, like a wedding rehearsal dinner. And at that, it's a pretty big day in my life. The next 24 hours is a lot. And my aunt Angela ends up telling me, your grandfather's name was actually Francis.
Oh,
so I'm like not even the third. Like my whole life was a lie, like right there at that moment. But I guess he was Francis in Italy, or like Francisco or whatever.
Changed him.
And then when he came to Ellis Island, he was Frank Joseph Borelli.
But your dad is Frank Joseph.
Yeah, his death certificate says Frank Joseph Borelli.
All right.
We've done some screwed up things. I think that name change that they just gave immigrants is one of the most preposterous things. You
used to be a Borello, now you're a Borelli. Like, why? Why?
Insane.
Ellis Island was doing some wild shit. They would shave everybody's head because they heard that there was lice on the boat, so everyone just came in bald.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
What's up with you, big man?
Not a whole lot. Traveling quite a bit. Slinging drones, slinging VR, doing that whole thing. Trying to play a little golf from time to time. Playing a little pickleball. I organized we had our company sales kickoff or sales summit. We got 30 to 40 pickleball players out there, but I saw the tournament that you all had. Look,
we got to get you in the mix, dude. There's some real pickling going on at these things. I'd love to see how you face up against a 4.5 duper rating pickleball player. Dude, these guys are fucking good.
I loved it. It looked like a great tournament. And next time I will for sure try to get in the mix.
What level do you think you can play at? Like, how good are you?
I don't know. I've never done the rating system. We did I guess we entered, my brother and I, there was some Vero pickleball. Is 5.0 pro?
5.0 is, I think, as high as you can go.
Okay. So we entered the 4.0 division. And
we had.
We hung around. We did all right. I think we won a set, but then we lost. We were in the mix, but certainly I think that was my second time playing and learned a lot. You pick up some things where you're like, dude, I didn't know you could do that kind of thing. All right, I got to take a mental note about that and see if I can kind of replicate it.
The most fun was watching the morning wave at the pickleball tournament, which is people that are just happy to be there, want to get out, get a little exercise, play with their friends, have a good time. And we're like, oh, that was great. It went so smooth, almost no complaints. Everyone was just like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Take a little bit of a break. The second wave gets there, which is the 4.0. A completely different animal. Guys coming there.
Frankie's comment, the thing that was clipped of whatever I forget the exact line, but it was just like,
I said, because it was all about scheduling. We wanted to make sure we got the games going. So I said, well, this group of players, your group of players is obviously way better than what we saw this morning. And people were still there from the morning.
It was gold.
Got heckled.
I mean, it's not wrong. They're just way better, but it's just a shot across the bow for all those people that.
The reason why I thought it was okay to say is because they signed up for those specific ones. Like, you're signing up for the lower level ones. It's not like I put you in there. I didn't assess your skill level and say you're way worse. You're telling me you're worse by signing up for the 3.0. You know what I mean?
It's true. Fair. But that second wave, man, we talked about it on the last podcast, but they were complaining about the lighting on the court. They were like, I don't know if this is right. And we're like, dude.
They wanted to switch sides after 8 points. We're like, bro, it's indoors. There's no sun issues. There's no wind. They're like, how are we not switching after?
See, remember when I was complaining about the in-office ping pong table there?
It's insane.
Too cold. That's the worst ping pong I've ever played in my life. Was at the Barstool office in a
Cold
consistent
balls,
fashion.
he said. Cold balls.
Yeah,
People
I couldn't
forget-
get the
people-
spin when I tried to rip it. I couldn't. It wasn't. tumbling
People
on
forget.
down.
People forget. We talked up Lurch like he
It was a
was
mess. It was a
just
mess.
the Djokovic of ping pong,
He got crushed.
and he
Well,
got crushed when he came in the office.
Frankie saw me play at what is that place? Fat Cats and some other places,
Yeah,
and we had
he's-
played before. And you were like,
This guy
what
could beat
I-
anyone lefty.
it looked like, yeah, look, and
He beat me lefty, like 11-1.
Wow.
and it was a different person in the office. Anyways, how you boys doing? Key, did you pick up a racket at the pickleball tourney?
No, I didn't. I was just there, sort of keeping an eye on things. That was pretty much it. I haven't
The only
played
time
much.
you've ever played was with
Yeah, dude.
Larry
I didn't have a
Fitzgerald.
great. I didn't
I
have a great
saw those
first
clips
experience.
come out again. And I was like, this is the most pathetic array of like rackets players I've ever seen in my life.
Dude,
I mean, horrible.
imagine being like, I'm going to play football for the first time, and you line up against Lawrence Taylor. You're like, all
No,
right,
it's
great.
way different, dude.
Dude,
No, you'd have to say like playing tennis for the first time you play Roger Federer. I mean, Larry Fitz is obviously an incredible, but he's not like a pickleball player. Now he is,
Right.
but like
but he's a guy like so
he's
he
a
is
better
now
athlete.
His
His lateral movement is unmatched.
But what he has done
Can't
is
imagine.
he retired from the NFL. And guys like him, they are competitive and they get addicted to these things. And his
Yeah.
new thing is pickleball. He's playing 6 days a week, and then I show up and dude, the lateral movement on him.
Dude,
is
when you would serve it to him and then he would return it, you knew that the return was getting on the back line, and now he's at the net. Good luck getting that ball anywhere near or around Larry Fitzgerald. He's getting to it.
No,
And
I
mean,
I
too.
honestly can't imagine 6'6", 6'8", quick, huge,
Quick.
any
Never
hands
dropped the ball in his
possible.
whole life.
Yeah, be a mess.
and mean. He looked me right in the eye and he said, "You're the weakest link out here."
That's
a
nasty.
A future Hall of Famer looking at you going, of all the people out here, you're the weakest link. And I was like, well, I feel like shit.
I think, I don't know, the courts actually we played might have even been like sponsored by Larry. We were out in Phoenix, like North Scottsdale. Actually, I was in up in Bolero or wherever, the bowling alley.
Yeah, Bolero.
Yeah, in North Scottsdale we went to. But anyways, I think the courts might even been like sponsored by Larry Fitz. There's like 16 pickleball courts at this JW Marriott.
He's very involved in the pickleball world.
Yeah.
He's got a league. He might have courts. Yeah.
It's a growing game though. It's a great game.
don't-
So anyways, next time I want to mix it up.
I don't know if I want to take this guy's call. So I was thinking about taking calls. I wrote on Twitter, if you have an interesting golf story, like, we'll send you the Zoom link and we'll get you on here. But this guy, I mean, I'm in pain reading this. I mean, the title of this DM is Golf/Ruptured Testicle /Hospital Trip.
Yeah.
Should we get him on here?
We need that guy. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in pain just fucking thinking about it.
Let's just pull out a golf club.
I will say officially, thank God to the nice guys at TaylorMade, I'm done with these things. These MCs, they're just too good for me. I can't hit them, dude. I can't.
Back to the 770s.
Right back to them, dude. That's the big news with me is these things have eroded all of my golf confidence that I've ever. Blades are hard to hit. Are really hard.
Did you see the new P790s they just came out with, where they're AI designed, where like the 5-iron is now designed differently than the 9-iron, the internal components of the P790s. I had never even thought of that as like a big deal, but when you think about it, like they make the inside plates of whatever brand it is, right? The P770s have a certain internal plating system to allow you to have the same feel, and the P790s have a different one. But now, from pitching wedge to 4-iron or 3-iron, whatever, they're completely different on the inside, so that the higher spin is going to be on the 9, the 8, the 7, and that the lower spin, more control, lower trajectory is going to be on the 4, 5, 6. That's incredible. And
They're an awesome brand.
To be in the year 2023, and everyone's going to be like, oh, you guys are just like sucking them off. They're your sponsor. Number one, yeah, we love them because they are that. But number two, the proof is in the pudding. Like, the best players in the world are hitting TaylorMades. And my point that I want to bring up is that in the year 2023, with all the technology that has been, come up or created in golf, and how far that we've come in the game of golf, to be able to come up with an idea like that seems so groundbreaking for the club. I figured that we have already reached peak technology in golf clubs, and they just came out and they're like, no, we have an AI building these fucking things. That blew my mind. That really did. Reading up on that, I was like, whoa.
How's your guys' game?
I threw the spider in the trash, and I got the I couldn't putt it anyway. I couldn't putt anymore.
It was more of a you issue, but yeah.
I got the TP reserve.
I got the TP reserve handicap right now. I'm like, every round is horrible, and I thank God to Essie. I was like, dude, just give me something different to look at. Like, give me a blade putter. I know it's gonna be worse for me, but I want to see something different. And he's nice. He's gonna give me some of the 770s and then a blade putter because it's
dude, the TP reserve is the greatest putter ever. I'm telling you right now, I'm putting it really well. I have a nice smooth stroke. My lag putting's better. I feel like my distance control is way better on the greens. Something about, I'm not a very skilled putter, so I felt like the heavier head Spider GT was giving me way less like feel on like touchy putts, where like I didn't actually feel like I had control of like, all right, you have to hit it right here because it's so fast, it's downhill, and we need to have touch here. I felt like I never had that over the last 3 or 4 years, and that has nothing to do with the putter. That's just me. I have weak hands. I have weak forearms. I need to be putting like a toothpick because I am a toothpick. So like I needed something that worked for me, and it felt like I never could switch over to the blade because like it was a TaylorMade thing, it was spiders, and they're like, dude, we came out with this fucking TP reserve. You can use that. It's an amazing putter.
Just like Scheffler said, like, you got to earn it in my bag what putter I'm going to use. Yeah. I think that like you can kind of never have enough putters because it's like just like in NBA Jam, you kind of just get hot with something from time to time, and I got to look at something else. And anyways, we're going to go to a blade as well and see if I've got any skill in the tank.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
My game is at the point where I'll either have it or I just really won't have it. And that is, I'll tell you what, it's a place I've never been before, and it's terrifying. Like when we filmed the Breaking 90 out at Colonial, and I topped it on the 18th tee, but I had a chance to do it. Like my game was just sharp and ready. And then I'll go out and play 9 holes, and it'll be like it's my first time stepping on a golf course. It is bizarre. But I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign, but that just happens to be where I am.
Yeah, I'm in a place where I don't even really know how to grip the club. It looks weird when I put it on the ground. Yeah. And like I used to do the big slap down forward compress and just send it like low missiles. I'm hitting the ball so terribly. Oh, no. It's going all over the place.
Just slapping it.
Dude, I played actually I think I shot like 85, but I went 39, 46 on the back. The ball went, and the only reason I shot 49 was I holed out from 80 yards. I mean, I was like, my game's, it's a foreign concept at this point, and I don't. The problem is I didn't grow up with it, so I don't remember really what looks right. I just know that what I'm looking at right now looks way wrong. So.
Are you not compressing the ball as much, or are you still doing it?
No, it's like a wimpy little thing to the right.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You've changed everything.
Yeah, it's been a mess.
We've got Hayes Oswald trying to call in. Let's admit him in. This is a guy with he's got a ruptured testicle golf story.
Is going to be on camera?
I don't know if he's going to be on
he's
camera.
On
he's
iPhone.
No camera.
I thought he was going to
There he is. It's Hayes Oswald has joined Foreplay. He's like, holy shit, am I actually coming on the show?
You are.
I said you're just on it, and you've got a ruptured testicle golf story. I'd love to hear it.
It's connecting to audio.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hayes Oswald. He's got a rupture. I'm going to say this for the 3rd time, maybe 4th time. He's got a ruptured testicle golf story, and we want to hear it right now live on this show. Talk to us while I sit in pain as I listen to this thing.
Okay. First off, Trent, fuck Iowa, go Big Red, go Huskers.
Oh, I don't like that.
All right, hang up on this guy.
I don't like that.
No,
it's all right. It's all right.
I would do the same with the Rangers fans.
Now I get to listen to your ruptured testicle story with a different view.
Hey, Lurch, fuck the Rangers.
Islanders suck, my man. Absolutely suck.
Let's hear it.
Back to the
we're playing at a little 9-hole shitty muni course in the middle of Nebraska. Like it's just open. There's groundhogs that are like digging holes in the greens and stuff, but we just needed a cheap place to go. We were in college. And so over 100 degrees in the middle of Nebraska summer, everybody's drinking. We got people that are getting pissed, snapping clubs and stuff. There's a group of 6 of us. So we get to around our 13th hole, and I'm driving our cart. My buddy's next to me, and there's a lady that our cart is facing. So we're facing this lady that's teeing off on a different tee box, and she just shanks the shit out of her drive. I was watching her the entire time, and it comes hopping just straight at us, and our cart has no windshield, and it nails my buddy right in one of his nuts. And he gets out of the car just screaming in pain. I'm laughing so hard, I almost pissed myself. My buddy is crying, like tears coming out of his eyes. And the ladies, they drive over to us, and she is bawling. Like, she feels so bad. And he can't even get up. So we figured, all right, we have to take him to the hospital.
Oh, what a
Get
scene.
to the hospital, and they're like, all right, we got to like put him in one of these big machines, like, to see what's wrong with him. He comes out like an hour later, and he goes, yeah, his testicle exploded.
Oh,
He does not have one anymore.
Oh, what?
He does not have one anymore?
No. So,
All right.
Oh.
The other one's
Yeah,
got
so
free. He still got single.
Yeah, he's still rocking one, but
All right.
yeah,
Wait.
he's only.
You better wear
Wait,
a
I
cup
got
at all.
I got a question. I got a question. So a testicle ruptures.
Oh.
Do you then have to get? Does anything have to be removed?
So they said like they're gonna give him a bunch of painkillers and stuff. So I mean, they juiced him up with all these different painkillers, and then they said once that wears off, like after a couple days, you'll know and you'll be a little sore. And so after those days wore off, it like he was really sore, but he just got used to it, and so it's just like sitting there now, like it's.
Wait, so that's so you just have a ruptured testicle for the rest of your life?
Well, it's not even ruptured anymore. It's just not there.
Yeah, they remove it.
They remove it. That was my question.
He's a solo man.
Okay, that was my question. So they just remove it.
Like just. Well, no, they didn't even remove it. They didn't even go in there. Like they just let it. Like it's. I don't know if it's just like
loose
jelly
bag.
in there.
Dead in his scrotum.
Just
bro,
a loose bag.
All right,
in there.
I'll be honest. I felt stupid asking the question, but now it's a real question. Like
I don't know how much more I could talk about this. I really don't.
All right, so you got
Like, my
all right,
legs are starting to
So you
hurt.
got two testicles. One gets hit by a lady, shanks a ball, and ruptures your testicle. And there's no surgery. You just now have like one jelly testicle.
I don't want
doctor
to talk
said
about this anymore.
the doctor
going.
said it had to hit him with like the most precise accuracy to make it pop like that.
Well,
And it popped, and it just I don't know what's it. We've asked him like what's it feel like, and he's like I just got one.
What's your buddy's name?
well,
Kyle.
you have to give a good full.
Kyle.
Yeah, okay.
My bad, Kyle. Dude, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, prayers out to Kyle. I mean, that's a tough day on the golf course for sure. It's a lesson, and it's not the safest place out there. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to know where there's tee boxes, where people are teeing off. I'll for sure be making sure I see every single tee box that's facing me from now on, or I'm gonna be wearing a cup out there on the golf course. I'm gonna make the athletic cups a thing. On the golf course. So thank you, Hayes. We really appreciate it. I can't even look at you anymore because it's just hurting my legs. It hurts. Best of luck to Nebraska this year.
No, that's not true. But thanks for jumping on the show.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Thanks, boys.
I appreciate
Thanks for having
you.
me.
That's stunning stuff.
You get what question I'm asking though?
Yeah. No, you think that
And
we
never got an answer.
You'd think they'd surgically remove it and maybe like cut it off and kind of it's just one area,
It feels like his buddy Kyle's just been a little sensitive to the whole issue because, like,
yeah.
Hayes doesn't have all the details either. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
Because I'll tell you what.
And why? And honestly, why should he?
No,
This guy got fucking.
I disagree.
He got his ball sack smacked by fucking Mrs. Robinson on the left fucking on hole fucking 3, and he's like, "Listen, guys, I got a jelly nut. It's like I'm not having these conversations
there's
anymore.
way more to explain.
There's just way more.
Let me. I want to say
at
this
the end
though.
of the day, you don't have to worry about this shit that I got going.
This
on.
is
that
my
guy's seen a
promise.
specialized doctor every 2 months. I mean, like, he's got to have some checkup.
Fuck me.
But
man.
I will say, if that happened to me or it happened to one of my buddies, I would be showing them. I'd be like, "Look at this thing that happened to me." Come on, that has to be true for some groups, but
For sure.
Lurch,
No, I mean, I wouldn't hold it back. You'd see my ball sack from time to time.
Lurch, you got any testicle stories? I feel like you're a guy who's got a testicle story.
Let's move on, guys.
Wow! All right,
it hurts. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the golf capital of the world. Voted America's favorite buddies trip destination. If you're looking for a good time, good golf trip with all your buddies that will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime, Myrtle Beach is the spot with more than 70 golf courses ranging from high-end, top 100 golf courses to wide-open, player-friendly courses, perfect for a laid-back round of golf or buddies trip, Ryder Cup, whatever you want to do. Whatever your budget is, Myrtle Beach has something for you and your buddies. And also, they have all the off-course stuff, which we love. I had one of my favorite Italian restaurants, one of my favorite Italian meals at Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
what the hell was the name of that place?
I cannot remember, but we had such a good time there. They brought out so much food.
Oh, my gosh.
That, I mean,
I started eating tomatoes there for the first time. I'm a fake Italian, I guess. I never ate fresh tomatoes. The way they brought out those tomatoes and mozzarella with that salt and pepper and the oil and vinegar. Oh my
I've never
God.
seen my dad full before. He can just eat and eat and eat. He got full at that restaurant.
Can you, while I'm doing this, Alex, can you search Italian restaurant Myrtle Beach? I bet it'll pop up. And just rattle off some names to me, and I'll say which one it was.
We'll figure it out.
With more off-course activities like breweries, bars, restaurants, nightlife, and other golf destination than any other golf destination in the world, it's no wonder why hundreds of thousands of golfers make a yearly pilgrimage to Myrtle Beach. If you want to plan a golf trip, make sure you go to playgolfmyrtlebeach.com. They have all the info on these golf packages, courses, hotels, and things to do in one convenient place. And then also, if you're trying to be the person that books this golf trip on playgolfmyrtlebeach.com, you can be eligible to actually play for free for just setting this thing up. So that's an amazing deal. Before I get to this call to action, which is a giveaway that we're going to be doing, a sweepstakes with Myrtle Beach, what restaurant was it called?
Umberto's?
Umberto's is what it was called. Umberto's is what it was called. It was right across the street from our hotel. Search it, go there, tell them that Fore sent you. This place was incredible.
So
good vibes. You had the white tablecloths and just red sauce and just unbelievable atmosphere inside. If you want to visit Myrtle Beach and go to the Umberto's and play as much golf as you can possibly play, Play Golf Myrtle Beach is giving away a golf trip for you and 3 buddies. So listen up right now. This is an amazing sweepstakes that we're doing. www.foreplaymyrtlebeach.com. You go there and you enter to win a 3-day, 3-round golf trip to Myrtle Beach for you and 3 buddies. That's foreplaymyrtlebeach.com and enter to win a 3-day, 3-round golf trip to Myrtle Beach.
You guys wearing the same shoes?
Yeah, Peter. Well, just different versions, but these are the Peter Manas.
That was one thing that took away from me when I was just both the same sole. I was like, that's just so.
I'm also wearing a pretty cool shirt for people who are watching.
Yeah, you don't have to. You know,
I don't know. I don't want to tease it too much, but I mean, this is the.
You're teasing
really big. We've got really big stuff coming out.
I mean,
soon.
I'm seeing them. You guys are doing some nice posts around that too. Frankie,
yeah, we're not really. I love. No, I'm saying we're teasing
you've
people.
Teased them as much as you can tease them.
Yeah. You know what? I take those photos myself. I go into portrait mode, and if you slide all the way to the right, you can do this stage lighting. It's unbelievable for anyone that wants to take like a glamour shot of a piece of merchandise or something. That's a cool little inside iPhone trick. I got a DM. It doesn't have to be on the show, but this is a debate about a hole-in-one. I want to get you guys' take on it. He says, this is Joey. Actually, this is Big Rob's brother. This is part of the Big Rob family.
Love that. My
buddy is not a very good golfer, probably a 25-30 handicap, probably Rob. And he makes his first hole-in-one. He went back to play the front 9. Oh, so here's the story. He went back to play the front 9 again after playing the front 9, already given the pace of play was slow on the back. So basically played 9, then played 9 again. It was his second time playing this hole in a matter of 90 minutes. And the catch here is that he changed his club from a 5 to 6. Since the first time he played that hole, it went 15 yards over the green. Does this count as a hole-in-one, or is there a massive asterisk next to it?
What do you think, T?
My gut says count it.
Why?
That's a really good question.
I'm saying it's just really bad luck. I don't know that you can count it. You know, you're playing the same 9 back to back.
You're on the know.
You're using prior knowledge on the hole. You're not playing a full, like, you can't register that round, can you? As like a full 18 into like a USGA app.
Yeah, but how? You also be able to complete the scorecard. You know what I mean? You want to have that frame, the one. He's going to write 2 scores on the same 9.
Yeah.
But you would count a hole in one if you got it if you just played 9 holes, right?
Yeah, but I'd finish the other 9 for sure. But
you would. But what if you're running out of daylight? If you're playing 9 holes, you're like, I'm going out there to play 9. Oh my gosh, I got a hole in one. Do I count it? I'm running out of daylight. The sun's down.
Yeah, I think you got to finish. It's close though. Yeah, maybe you switched me. Maybe you do count it.
The thing that got me in this debate is that he changed his club from the first time he played to the second time he played, because you're getting knowledge based off of the hole that you just played. But it's almost like
but what about like if you were to play that hole the next day, you have prior knowledge.
True.
And you would change the club and you would count that one.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
You're switching.
Yeah. It's an easy
I don't want
to
to be like the gatekeeper of hole-in-ones here. It just feels like, you just played the whole 90 minutes.
He just played the same 9 holes twice, and he made a hole-in-one the second time.
Right. That would be like saying
what a change of tune there.
Yeah, I thought about it and I was wrong. It was
I feel like I made a pretty good argument.
You did. The 9 holes thing is like, you can definitely have a hole-in-one legit on 9 holes.
Yeah, exactly. And then you were like running out of daylight. I was like, yeah, I guess I'd count it. If I played like 12 holes and I got a hole-in-one, that's going to be the only one in my lifetime. I'm counting that.
What's the closest you've been, you think? Do you have like a time that you remember, a hole that you remember?
No, I put one out of bounds and then I re-teed and I was like an inch away from the cup. That would have been a hole in 3, which would have been kind of fun, but I got nothing.
That wouldn't be fun. I disagree that would be fun. Whenever I hit a ball out of bounds on a par 3 and I re-tee, I give less than my best when I'm hitting that ball because I cannot have my hole-in-one be a par.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I mean, it would be a real bummer, but like, I don't have many hole outs. Like, I holed out the other day from 80 yards. I think that's the second time in my life I've holed out anything off the green, and they were both about from the same distance.
I would say I have less than 2 hole outs. I have almost none.
Yeah, that was my. I mean, candidly, I don't make many putts except when they're like gimmies. I rarely get the ball in the hole myself.
I've only got I've got maybe 5 eagles of my whole entire life, and I'd say 4 of them were putts, like short par 5s. You get on the green in 2, you make the putt. You just kind of got lucky. I got one at Colonial on the 7th hole just recently, actually. Ripped the drive, second shot went to the back of the green and just made the putt. Actually, almost made an albatross. It went right by the hole. We walked up to it and went right by the hole. It was like sitting on the back edge of the green, and we were like, no way that this thing didn't give it a scare for an albatross. But only
Alex
one
Bush made
time.
an eagle recently.
You made
an eagle. We played in a scramble this past weekend. I made it. It was all my shots, so it was natural eagle. But
yeah,
you did get to watch. You
don't count that.
You did get to watch other shots, but
yeah.
Oh,
I did go first each time.
Do we count that? A natural eagle in a scramble?
I mean, what are you counting it for? Just that you
just
made.
Like
I mean, it's kind of
it's not like a hole in one
score. I don't know, Alex. That's like
that's a lot to
less
handle.
to me.
Yeah.
Because the pressure's off you. You can swing freely. You can take on more.
Yeah, but I did go first.
He went first every time?
I go first every time, if that matters.
I did that in Colorado. I drove the green and made the putt.
Better question, Alex. Would you count it, Alex?
Oh, he's acting as though it's counted already.
Well, I'd like to hear it out of his voice.
I mean, I'm not like keeping track of eagles like a hole in one.
Oh, because you make so many?
Not at all. It's not going into
if
score.
If I were you, as time goes on, the scramble part is no longer part of the
yeah, you get rid of that.
Yeah, it was actually a best ball tournament.
It's that counts for me, especially if you went first. And you're saying there's no pressure, which is true, but you should learn from that. That's how you should be playing all the time. Lurch disagrees.
I've only holed out once.
Where?
Eisenhower, red, I forget the hole. Maybe like 11 or 12. Par 4, I was with my dad. 115, 120 yards out. Just boom, went right in.
Yeah, I've never had one of those Tom Brady golf shots. Remember when he was playing in the match and he hit one from the fairway and it spun back in? That has never happened to me.
I don't really get much backspin. I get like the one check and then it kind of stops by where the marking was. I don't really get that crazy rip. And I've been hitting the ball pretty well. I don't even know if I want to try. Like, it feels like it's a whole new swing and pat to the ball. That it's something I don't even want to deal with. I'm just starting to take nice divots. I'm hitting pure contact. I feel like I'm getting to the slot. When I watch these guys like be able to attack the back of the greens and know it's ripping back at the green, that's something I do not possess, and it's not even on my radar. Like you watch these guys and they're like, come back. And you're just like, they know it's coming back.
Dude, I will say this. We played Grant Links. We were on their Milton 9, 8th hole. I hit a 60-degree wedge that probably came back 12 feet and went right in the bottom of the cup this Sunday.
Whoa.
And I got to see the whole thing. It was a good
Did you play the spin? Did you hit it beyond the pin?
Dude, what? I mean, who's even...
Right.
I just hit it, and sometimes it stops, sometimes the little pin goes. I mean, it's luck of the draw for sure.
Was it a downslope? Like, was it like you hit it off the slope, or was this like pure, like generated?
This was pure
spin?
Generated, pretty flat green. It was definitely receptive, so the first bounce like made a ball mark. You know what I mean? And it was kind of off a flat lie, and just literally, I was like, I think that thing's coming back at the hole.
That's nice.
And then it just disappeared. I was like, I just put my hands up, took a couple high fives, and then on we go. They disappear pretty quickly.
It is amazing, Frankie, that you can play the golf that you've been playing, and I played a lot with you where you're playing so well, and spin's not even on the menu.
No.
Like, that's how different it is for the pros, where you're playing...
It's a different type of spin. Like, I'm getting, like, stop where it lands spin. I'm not getting, like, let's get close to the hole spin.
Right.
It's so also, you just never know. I mean, like, I guess you got drones out there, so, like, but it's...
True. I might be getting it. I don't know.
You know, you might be getting more spin than you even realize, but...
Right. Maybe. That's right, because all the spin we're seeing is on like professional like towers and like you're seeing like perfectly filmed approach shots. Lurch, I want to get a real quick take from you on this Justin Thomas stuff. I feel like we got a lot of hate I saw in like responses and people really like going after us for being like PGA Tour shills and pee-pee suckers and stuff.
Did we really?
By just like constantly being unbiased, I guess. When it comes to the or being biased when it comes to the Justin Thomas Ryder Cup take.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that like where his game is at, and do you think that he should be on the Ryder Cup?
And what was your hard take on it that you're getting so much? I'm so biased.
Well, I guess people think that we're just doing it just because we like Justin Thomas, and I guess part of that does come into play. I genuinely am fighting for the fact that no matter how you're playing recently, what you've done for the Ryder Cup team in recent years should play into effect when should have an effect when you're being chosen for the team. Like that shouldn't just be tossed aside. And the argument's like, well, if you put him in just because of how he's played, what are you saying to like Colin Morikawa, who's going to be like the odd man out, who's playing way better than JT if you go through all the metrics and all of his finishes and the amount of cuts that he's made compared to JT. And like, I just think that unless he's fallen off the planet, which I don't think he has, which I guess that's where they're saying I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's been pretty close. He's been pretty bad.
But we've talked about this on the show too, where if you look at the rounds, the birdies and stuff are still there. It's the big numbers.
He'll make a 9.
Right.
And he's
I mean, it's been bad. I mean, he's entering the Wyndham, hoping to pull a victory out of that, and then
he played the 3M. We love the 3M, but he played in the 3M and missed the cut. But like
that was hard. That was hard.
I just
listen.
think
He finished like 17th in the Wyndham, and like he just needed to hole out on the last hole to like make the playoffs. Like I feel like everyone thinks he played horrifically at the Wyndham. He's still got his game, is what I'm saying. It's not like it's been 3 or 4 years. The Ricky Fowler, like, oh, we haven't even seen this guy on a leaderboard in the last 3 years. Like it's Justin Thomas is still there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I am being biased. I don't know.
I think he's certainly like well within the discussion. Yeah, and I was riding him down the Wyndham because I think he made birdie on 15, and I had him top 10. And then he bogeyed 16, and then maybe birdie, and then just I think he made par to close, and that was a devastating one. So I'm riding the JD train, but I think that he is, and it was obviously another loss for me. The amount that I give the Barstool Sports book on just a weekly basis could make a man cry. It's almost made me cry. But anyways.
We can talk about more of those losses now, by the way. We're in a different world. I don't know if you've seen the news the last 2 days, but
it's, I didn't know if you already got into that. I assume you had,
did.
But it's, I mean,
what do you think about it?
Well, real quickly. I know. We're going to get into that because we were talking about how he's like the greatest businessman of all time somehow out of a guy that just gave newspapers out in the financial district of Boston.
It's
crazy. Where do you fall on the JT stuff officially?
I think so. I think he should be in the discussion, but by no means is he a lock.
Right.
And
so a 16-3 Ryder Cup and President's Cup record doesn't come into account when like this guy doesn't need to make. Riggs made a great point. He doesn't need to make a perfect score on every single hole. He can make his 9 because he's got a partner out there. But if he's making 5 or 6 birdies on a front 9, that's a guy I want as a part of match play. And I should be able to stack him against other guys that aren't performing as well in those types of match play settings.
I agree with you. I think what I would lean on if I was, the captain and, I was a boy from Iowa and I was trying to figure out what's what, I would say that, I would lean on how does he fit in the locker? Because, he and Tiger were best buddies. Tiger is not on this team. And I would just be interested to know, all of those relationships and if he makes it more fun. Because if there's one thing I would love to see out of this team is just a little bit more jovial behavior and, don't be robots.
It's a Kevin Kisner argument.
Well,
though.
it is, but it is, but it
this
also
is where Riggsy went Riggsy Redcoat.
He did have those, but JT did have those intangibles at Whistling. He was shotgunning beers on the first hole. Yeah,
him and Spieth are the guys.
No, actually think that's the collective thought amongst all the other players. I'm totally supportive of him being on the team, and I do believe with golf, you play certain courses, you gain confidence. You play in certain tournaments, you gain confidence, and clearly he's got a ton of confidence in the Ryder Cup, and I don't think that can be underestimated either. So I mean,
the guys that are from 10 to 14, you've got Keegan Bradley, Colin Morikawa, Sam Burns, Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas. It's I get that there's going to be a couple guys out of
Who
that
are you
mix.
leaving off? Get nasty. Who are you leaving off?
Say the names again.
Keegan Bradley.
I'm leaving off Sam Burns. I'll go first.
I'm leaving off.
Gutless as it gets.
I'm leaving off Sam Burns and probably
oh boy,
Keegan Bradley.
Hold on, but you named 5 people. You got 4 spots, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
So you only need one.
Hold on. Stop. You've got the 10th spot. You might have 5 spots. You have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
That's 5 spots.
It messes me up when you start with, It messes me up
so
when you
all
start
those
with,
people
you have
are
to count
getting
the number 10. Well, no, because 6 are locked in right now, right? It's 12 overall, is it not?
It is.
Right.
Okay.
It's 12 overall. So 2 guys out of those 5 are not going to be on the team, right?
Okay.
Essentially is what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm a
huge Keegi guy.
We all are.
We all are.
Don't put us in a corner.
You got to make tough decisions. I'm a big Justin Thomas guy too for the United States of America. He has proven to bring back dubs. That's just a fact. It's just a fact.
Yes.
God, I'd love for Keegan to be on that team though. After we talked to him when he was on this show and he was like, man, I had to completely change who I am as a person and the type of game that I play and all of these things. I have to make sure that I completely change my game in this part of my life. And now this guy's gonna be on the Ryder Cup. I'd love to see that guy play on the Ryder Cup. I'd love to see Colin Morikawa on the Ryder Cup. Sam Burns, I think I could probably put him on the side. I like Sam Burns. He's got he keeps cutting his hair. He's changing his hairstyle like crazy.
Yep.
I don't really have any allegiance to him when it comes to the Ryder Cup team though. I could probably keep him off. He's a great guy. What do you guys say, Alex?
There's 6 captain picks.
6 captain picks.
Yeah.
So
you were counting 4. Right.
Right. It's 12 total after
12
the first
total.
6. Right.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm locking in 7 through 9. I mean, obviously, Homa, Cam Young, Jordan Spieth, those are all locks to me. You're not leaving any one of those guys off. You're smiling.
You're splitting hairs with all these people. I mean,
I know.
Good God, dude.
I mean, even the guys behind Justin Thomas, like Tony Finau is 19th. That guy's not even getting looked at now. That's
He's
crazy.
Just forgotten. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Good problems to have.
Yeah. It is good problems to have. But, Denny McCarthy's right behind JT. He hasn't even a chance.
I took a bet on him this year. It was a nightmare.
If you're ever feeling overheated on the long day of the golf course or recovering from an intense workout, which I've been doing recently since I've been working out, only on the road though, I haven't really done it at home. Maybe you're dehydrated after a long night out, lots of drinks, lots of alcohol. I've been dehydrated the last 2 days. BioLite has been there. They are unlike any other hydration drink out there. They've been there for me each one of those mornings.
You drink one and you instantly feel so much better.
It's they have as much electrolytes as an IV bag in all of their drinks. That's right. We're talking about serious hydration power here. So Basically, it was created by an anesthesiologist who firsthand saw the need for better hydration. And basically, he created BioLite, a physician-formulated hydration packed. Sorry about that, guys.
Guys.
It's a physician-formulated. I just can't say that word. It's a physician-formulated hydration.
Two different letters, but pretty much the same.
It's a physician-formulated hydration drink packed with electrolytes and all natural ingredients like B vitamins, like milk. Is it thistle?
Thistle, yeah.
All right, like milk thistle, vitamin C, and ginger root that help combat headaches, nausea, and fatigue associated with dehydration.
You threw a bat in there. You sound like a sheep.
You'd have to drink 6.5 sports drinks to match the electrolytes in one bottle of BioLite. So say goodbye to that excess sugar and say hello to efficient hydration. So BioLite has a new melon flavor, and that's going to be the code to get your 15% off your next order. So you're going to go for a limited time, use code MELON to get 15% on your next order at BioLite at drinkbiolite.com. Sorry about that. I know it got a little confusing. Melon, 15% off your next order of BioLite at drinkbiolite.com. Dave Portnoy, I want to get to that. What do you think about that whole news? That's fucking fantastic stuff that's coming out of Barstool Sports.
I mean, I could bet if there's like 52 cards in a deck, I could take 51 of them and pound that bet, and it would lose. It would be the ace of diamonds that I miss. He has the best outcomes with regards to trades and business dealings of all. I mean, from what I can tell, basically Penn just gave it back to him and said, if you ever sell it, we'll take 50% of the proceeds when it sells. But if not, it's yours. And just 3 years ago, we gave you $500 million for this thing. My brain explodes with how good of a success that is. I can't even explain. It doesn't physically. It doesn't make sense. And then I'm looking just on the stock market today. Penn stock's up. I'm like, how does that work? I know whatever they got to deal with whatever. They just lost $500 million a couple of years ago. Is everybody cool with just gambling losses are overcoming? I don't understand. I will say, power to Dave Portnoy. Excellent. I mean, just excellent.
Excellent.
And truly, we started the show also. We started the show saying that we do, everyone's happy from this deal. Penn is getting ESPN Bet. We are all stakeholders in Penn still. I mean, I'm still riding that thing high. I've had it from the beginning.
Dave has a bunch of Penn.
Dave has a bunch. We're all still hoping for all that success. I do think, ESPN's like the worldwide leader in sports. I think that people are seeing that there's a lot that they can do there. So Ravel talking about like one tap bets that they can possibly go into where like if you're watching a game that ESPN has rights to,
have to be. And if it's on your on that so bad because
if it's on
they
your
should
screen,
have been the betting leader at the start. They're just not.
If it's on your screen and you're watching the game and you can just be like done, like you don't have to exit the app, that's like game changing shit. If they can figure that out, wow.
You're gonna have to put me in a straitjacket. I'm gonna lose so much damn money on this thing. If I watch a sports game, I should legitimately be in a straitjacket. So
I mean, it's a wild world, but yeah, more power to Dave Portnoy. My gosh, can that guy just make? Can he just make moves? I said, just like you're not prepared to go into those types of negotiations where you're selling major $500 million companies until you're just like in those meetings, and somehow, some way, this guy just like is successful in all of them. I don't get it. He's born with it, I guess.
Big time.
He didn't go into any class where someone's like, hey, one day you're going to own a company that's like publicly traded and you're going to sell it for this amount of money. You're going to buy a house all over and then you're going to get it back. Because I don't even know if the book's been written on that move. I don't even know if it's been written on that move.
Couldn't agree with you more. I don't know what you guys have discussed on it. I was talking actually, Isner was like, I wish it was on the water cooler, an announcement that big, on the water cooler. But talk about just like a guy sticking to your guns, doing what he's wanted to do. This all is paid out. Him sticking to his guns with ESPN and all this stuff, and I don't know all the details, but basically being like, we're not working with that guy. And then he gets everything back that he wants because he's basically just stayed steady on his course. It's something to behold.
It's hard to believe.
It is. If you couldn't write that story and be like, no, that'll happen. It's like, no, physically can't happen. They just gave you $500 million 3 years ago.
Right. I said to Frankie, it's
In February they really gave it to me.
I said Frankie.
It was like 4 months.
I said it's
in the years of COVID, which everything's forgotten. Sorry, it's like he got $500 million. Everybody moved on 3 years, and we're in the same place where we started. It's insane.
Even more so, he's never owned 100% for the last 10 years. He's churning
yeah.
So it's like this is the first time he's been sole owner for a long time.
Since like 2015.
He was eating baguettes in Milton. Nah, he's an impressive motherfucker.
The most impressive.
Yeah, fuck. Mincy's back. The whole deal.
Mincy's back, dude.
It's crazy.
What were you going to say, Tito? Sorry, I kept cutting you off.
It didn't matter. No, it's fine. It didn't matter. We wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
Let's watch the weather come in. Come on, tell us.
It's something I had already said.
I haven't eaten today.
Me either.
Stop interrupting.
I'm not going to say it because I already said it earlier. I'll say it again. I was saying it's a one in however high numbers go story because there is no other one.
No.
It's a true unicorn.
How much are you eating these days, Lurch?
I'm eating a good amount. Actually, I went out with so couldn't agree more. I don't understand how it's amazing.
Oh,
but
dude, wait, hold on. You went to a Taylor Swift concert with Max Homa.
Oh yeah.
I sure did.
Let's hear
story about
and
what
Josh Hisner.
Yeah, quick story about what I'm eating. I went out with Josh and Ernie last night, the pirate from the golf trips. And
Ooh, I saw the pirate. I saw the pirate in the streets of Boston after my wedding. I was like up there with like a family trip, and he was stumbling down the street. I'm not drunk, just like coming back from a pizza place with a pizza pie. And he goes, "Frankie!" I was like, "Oh shit!" He startled the shit out of me in the middle of the street. He's like, "Yeah, I live right here." I'm like, "All right." Nice to see you. He's like, "See you at Pebble." I was like, "All right."
He's one of the all-time characters. We're having dinner last night, and he was like talking about his brothers, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this one's like." He keeps to himself pretty good, so we don't talk much. I'm like, Ernie, you keep to yourself. Like, there's just never any words exchanged ever. Anyway, so we got an 8:30 dinner last night. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to happen, working, whatever. And so at about 6 p.m., I just stuffed the ribeye, just ripped one. And then I went out
like it's a piece of bread.
just started dinner all over again. And like, there was apps all over the table. There was dairy everywhere. Then we had 2 more steaks on top of that. So anyways, the eating habits are just through the moon. As successful as Dave Portnoy, honestly, the eating habits. But the concert, Taylor Swift is she's a show woman. I mean, she knows how to put on the whole production.
Your seats were insane. You didn't even have seats. You were just first row standing. It's hard to even put it into words how fun of an experience it was because I'm a Taylor Swift like radio fan. I know her songs from that level, but like,
sure,
I'm not a crazy Swiftie. That's probably going to upset everybody for how close.
Alex Bush is sitting here. He's like feverishly typing. The notes started to come a little bit louder. I could hear the keyboard.
Really?
Yeah, he's angry.
This guy's thinking about.
He's the biggest.
Angry.
You're the biggest Swiftie of all time. Hearing that someone else had that experience is going to make him feel a little uncomfortable.
He's thinking about flying to Amsterdam.
Yeah,
I want to go to Paris.
No, this guy's the real deal. So go on. I want you to know the guy behind the camera right now.
Because I said that ego wasn't true. Yeah, no, I get it.
No,
he's upset now.
This is about to be a lot for him to take.
Anyways, it was Josh, Connor, Trias.
Yeah, just the best.
And then Max and I. It was an unbelievable time. Somehow we separated girls and guys on the way over there. We were just kind of.
Your outfit was insane. You wore fucking flip-flops to the Taylor Swift concert.
And maybe a medium shirt.
Who has their toes out like that? Like it's just
with chinos too.
With chinos. Just the most. You looked outrageous.
You looked like a guy who didn't know he had to go to a concert that day.
Looked like a Halloween costume.
Yeah, no, when I look back at it, it feels like I could have done some more colors in there. Like it felt a little off.
It was so bland.
Incredibly bland. When I look back, I'm like, this is a shocker of how bland it is. So, anyways, my girlfriend's a big Swiftie. So I was like, I don't have a Swift shirt. Will you go get me a Swift shirt before the show? She didn't, but she made that shirt. Unbelievable shirt. So it's got the little, it's got these things on part of the shirt that says Lurch is a Swiftie, but the L fell off. So it's like Lurch is a Wiftie or something like that, or the S fell off. It was phenomenal. Her team's ability, build stages, come out, go back in. another performance. The place is going bonkers.
You'll never hear another crowd like that. When I was at MetLife, I said I'll never be around 100,000 people that are going as crazy as that for the rest of my life.
It'd be a physical impossibility. I thought I almost like I love excitement, energy, the whole bit. At one point, though, I was like, it's almost too loud. Like it's almost too loud.
That's so cool to hear it from her vantage point, because you were literally 3 people away from her. I can't imagine, like, how does she even perform with it being that loud?
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean,
and how incredible is it that she can go on for the 3 hours without a break and just fucking rip, man? Every night across the world, she doesn't lose her voice. She doesn't get tired. She doesn't have like a stomach ache. Like nothing's wrong. It's crazy to me. I had to sit on the toilet for like 3 hours yesterday.
Yeah. It is. She's a performer, man. She's unbelievable. She's also just a complete rocket up there. I mean, beautiful. Anybody else talking about that? I mean,
she's definitely different from walking the streets to stepping on that stage. Like she really brings it. The outfits, the whole deal. She's a superstar.
She was actually, this is a shocker, but you know the world of Connor. So he's a little bit aloof. So Connor's one of the guys that I was on at the Taylor Swift show with. And I guess he was in New York City, maybe when you were at the MetLife show, Frank. And he's staying in a nice hotel. I think it's he and his wife, and maybe they're there for some event. Anyways, he's riding the elevator up. Girl gets on, goes, "You're tall." And he was like, "Thanks. What's your name?" And the girl was like, "Taylor." And he goes, "No shit. That's my brother's name." And got off, and his wife was right there. And then the elevator went up, and his wife was like, "What?" And he was like, "What?" And she was like, "That's Taylor Swift." And
Holy shit.
He had no idea.
What?
No idea. I
fucking love that. Goes, I love that.
"No shit, that's my brother's name." Just like, and then off he went. Just dissipated into the night.
What?
No way. Dude, Connor is one in a billion type people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Security is insane. I mean, knowing Connor, they were probably already in like the penthouse. He probably going up like from the kitchen to the fucking living room. So I mean,
I'm sure
I don't think you needed much security. Yeah,
I can't believe she's ever alone.
Right. Wow.
So, yeah.
Wait, the wife was in the elevator with him?
And she
just like waiting like on the floor or whatever, and like I don't know. And then the elevator continued on. I think that's kind of how it went because I just love his comment. "No shit, that's my brother's name," and just like nothing.
Talking to the biggest superstar on planet Earth right now.
Right. She's got 32 billion followers. You're the only person that doesn't know who she is. I mean,
and for the record, Taylor's right. Connor is incredibly tall.
He's huge. He's so big.
Massive. That's unreal. Only Connor, man.
Yeah. So
what else is going on?
Anyways, it was a show, man. That place. And I will say that SoFi Stadium is incredible out there in LA. I don't know if you two have ever been.
I've only driven by it.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute tickets and deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. You've got Drake, Luke Bryan, Bruce Springsteen, Chance the Rapper, soccer. Messi is playing for Miami. It's unbelievable what this guy is doing. Every single night he's scoring. How do you not want to go on Game Time and go see? Is it Miami?
Inter
Miami.
Inter Miami.
It's Inter Miami. How do you not want to go on Game Time and go see Messi? It's incredible.
Baseball's going on.
Mets and the Yankees, they're both struggling, but they're fighting to try and get into a wild card spot. This is the greatest time right now if you're in New York to rally behind your team. If you're in a city with a better team, go rally behind your team there.
Concerts. I've used Game Time for both of the concerts that I went to recently. It's the best.
The purchase process.
The purchase
process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer is needed. The app allows you to easily share tickets with your friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly, skip the hassle, and enjoy the moment. Enjoy our moments that we have in life, which are live events. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code Fore, F-O-R-E, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Anyways, how you boys? See, everything good? Health?
Things are all
Happy?
right.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm eating like shit too, constantly. This guy's actually been, listen to this. He's cut out sugar and now he's working out when we're on the road. He goes to the gym in the hotel.
I've heard rumors of this and some, like, you know, some clips here and there. And I'm still like, I still want to see a picture of you in your boxers with like your shirt off and see if it's just that pathetic muscle that's always surrounded your body.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tighter. It's just I'm like super thin now, I feel like. You know, like there's really not much to it. So the struggle's been now to put like actual real weight on. Because if I eat like a piece of shit, which I did for a long time during COVID, I was a real piece of shit during COVID.
Yeah.
I was just getting like bad weight, like the little cum tube around the belly. And like the floppy tits, and you look at me from the side, and it was like, whoa, like I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 months pregnant, like a weird belly. And now it's just like thin, so it's like, how do we get that fucking muscle mass on? I don't even know if I'm capable of doing it. I heard Francis told me you have to eat like it's a tool. Food is a tool.
That makes sense.
And where it's like you're almost eating so much that it makes you want to not eat anymore. Like if I want to actually put on like true, real weight. And I don't like the thought of that.
You're meant to be thin.
Yeah.
I like
waiting for my meals. Like I like waiting for my meals and like enjoying them. I don't want to start fucking eating chicken from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon until fucking 9 o'clock at night. It's not going to be fun.
Shoving a ribeye at 5 or 6 p.m. before dinner.
Yeah. You've made it as a tool. It's like a fucking power drill for you.
Dude,
it's like a fucking jackhammer.
I went to, I don't know if I told you this. I went to the doctor for the first time in like 10, 12 years.
I think you had that. I think you talked about that in the last show. Yeah. I think everything was a clean bill of health, right?
Yeah, clean. I mean, on that first blood test, the second blood test that came back with kind of everything was pretty much clean. The only things that would be better is if I would just be less sedimentary, move a little bit more. But yeah, for the most part, pretty clean bill of health, which I was happy with. 264 though, you know what I mean? Not nothing.
Oh, bro, I'm right there, probably higher.
Dude, those inclined walks on the treadmill
are
like nothing. You could do it for like 10 minutes, and I think that's like all you need.
Yeah, I mean those are hard. The Stairmaster, I will say, if you don't use hands on the Stairmaster, that thing is going to grind you into the ground. If you're not using hands to keep yourself up and you're just using legs, that's when you know you're testing your physical limits. Because if you're on there for a half hour, you are in a world of hurt.
The big thing on TikTok is with the incline walking is 30 minutes, 12 incline, 12 degree at 3 miles per hour. That's like supposed to be the magic workout.
30 minutes.
Yep.
At 12 degree at 3
degrees.
miles an hour.
Yep.
12 degrees up there, man.
I tried to do it. I lasted 2.5 minutes.
Francis had me on 14 incline at 5 miles an hour.
For how long?
For like 6 minutes to start the workout.
Yeah,
and I looked at him. I'm like, "That it's over. The workout's over." Right? Like he's like, "All right." He goes, "That was a good start. You got the heart pumping.
Good warm up."
Yeah. And he's like calling me pathetic and shit.
Dude, the workouts we used to do is like high school, college athletes. I can't. I'm not. No, I mean I'm looking at myself. There's the building I live in. The elevator's got all mirrors around it, so sometimes I just catch a side profile of myself.
Every angle.
My gut's just out there. You're just like, I'm brushing my teeth. My left hip is jiggling. I am in a horrible state right now. I mean, it has to get better.
I do think if you, speaking of like football or like high school sports, if I put all the pads on that I put on when I was in high school and just ran out to the field to get to the practice field, I think that'd be about as much as I can do. That's I'm so out of shape and so fat that I just can't do anything. You know what I mean?
So, anyways, we moved into a new building, and you know now these buildings have all these like amenities. Some are stupid, some are helpful. Anyways, ours has a golf simulator, which is sweet. Saturday morning, I take my clubs down there. I'm just like, I'm gonna go hit a few balls. I'm down there for 15 minutes, maybe 20. I come back and I got beads of sweat all over me. And my girlfriend's like, "What'd you do? what? I'm just like, I was like, I just hit a few balls. She's like, it's that difficult? And I was like, fuck you.
It's over.
I mean, horrible, dude. It's all horrible. I mean, I'm hot right now and the AC's at 70. It's just because I'm talking a lot. It's like, life's hard.
I went to that Tyler Childers concert at Radio City Music
Oh,
Hall,
yeah.
and
Awesome.
it was great. Oh, dude, it was so good. But I got an Uber up to the Radio City Music Hall, and they dropped me off like half a block away from the venue.
No. All the way. All the way.
Yeah. And at a certain point, I just gave up because I wanted to get in there. And I walked the half a block into Radio City Music Hall. And we were on the second mezzanine, so I had to walk up a couple flights of stairs. I sweated for pretty much the whole concert. I never stopped sweating. And I'm wiping sweat from my brow as he's playing the encore. I'm like, when am I going to stop sweating? I didn't walk that far. It was hot out, but my body can't do anything anymore.
So I'm still getting these fucking messages of I don't know why I'm laughing at this. It's just horrible. This guy Dustin goes, I'm an assistant superintendent at a golf course and had to do CPR on an old man that had a heart attack. And I wrote, did he survive? And he just wrote, nope.
Oh.
And I wrote, sheesh. And he goes, yep.
That's it?
You're allowed to share that? I mean, does he need to be sent to the police?
I think that's a HIPAA violation.
And he just goes, then the EMT ran over a green, leaving in the ambulance.
Dude.
It's a lot.
I'll post it later. The most horrific thing that I think's ever happened in terms of foul-ups. Have you guys ever seen the video of when Messier hit Madonna at center ice?
Yeah.
No.
And then Madonna's getting carted off. And
is that when they dropped him?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
That is like, I still go back to that and think like that with the Paul Correa thing. They're both tomato, just as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Those are two really dark stories right in a row from our guys.
Well, I mean, that's
Frankie
from the King
Lurch.
of Darkness, though. That's right on brand.
True.
I've got I just want this one guy to call in. He has a pretty interesting story, and he hasn't read my my request to have him come on, but he says, my wedding ring is currently underneath the Payne Stewart statue at Pinehurst, North Carolina. Would love to tell that story.
Wow, what a tease.
You know?
Big tease.
Such a tease. Why is that thing under there?
Did he put it up and it got caught and they just had to...
I need to know.
Right, that's all I can
I just
think
wrote
of.
call in now. He just won't read it. Come on, buddy.
Frank, guess where I'll be on Monday?
Where?
You'll never guess. Do you remember I told you last time I'm going to Long Island playing Cherry Valley Club for
that's right.
Yeah, for a fundraiser. We're doing it for, I think it's called Council 1869.
Holy
so anyways, I'll be
shit.
there Monday.
Cherry Valley, Cherry Valley?
Cherry Valley.
That place is great.
Yeah. Staying at the, Marriott right there, ready to play.
Wow.
Don't put one on the road on the first hole. It's possible. It's very possible. It's right there.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, the right side. Yeah, I wouldn't even hit a
You don't take driver.
I wouldn't hit a driver. You're just going to take like a nice driving iron or like a 5-iron. You're going to hit a beautiful country club like iron right in front of the green, and you're going to have a nice wedge in. It's unbelievable. It's a great first hole. It's like 290.
It's a very short hole.
Oh, nice. Make it a little easy. Oh, I'm definitely going to pull driver there like a schmuck and hit it right at it. I mean,
actually,
I know it's a luck of the draw in terms of good shot, bad shot. You might as well just risk it one if you can get there. Is my take.
Yeah, actually, pretty sad story. A real sad story involving Cherry Valley. They lost like one of their incredible members, James Mastaglio. We actually worked with him a little bit when we did Behind the Greens and a lot of the Barstool Classics. He just passed away. I'm not sure what the specifics are, but just absolutely heart-wrenching to read that news. And I saw some people put stuff on Instagram in the last couple of days. Just like one of those country club like presidents that was there and like cared about his club more than anyone or anything in the world. Couldn't be happier about having us film the restoration at Cherry Valley. He was so excited. It was like his baby to like knock down this tree and like be able to build a fairway around it, and his like passion for golf and member guests and all of that stuff. He was just like the biggest man, tallest guy and loudest voice. And yeah, that was I only have like really, really fond memories of going to Cherry Valley and seeing James there. So I just wanted to give him him and his family a shout out. That thoughts and prayers with them and the whole Cherry Valley family, because that's a hard one to swallow for sure. Super
Sure
young.
is. Nice of you.
So
How old was he?
Oh, I think in his 40s, like
Damn.
early 40s. So yeah, just absolute, just horrible thing to hear and see. And yeah, just I've been thinking about them for a while, and I meant to. I want to go there and actually speak to those guys and see how they're all doing, because we've been really tight with Cherry Valley over the
We
years.
used to go there quite a
Yeah.
bit. I know you've taken some
That
Islanders
used to be
out
your
there, too.
place before.
That was
like,
my place. I'd
Colonial
play
went.
there 10 to 15 times a summer, and during the fall, during COVID, they were huge for us, where we would just take ripped carts out there, and we just kind of had the course to ourselves. And we've had 2 Barstool Classics there, maybe even 3. Yeah, just a really great place. And we're definitely gonna miss James. That's it's a tough one. It's a really, really tough one. So, but I do want to talk to, before we end here, JP is on Zoom.
Is this Pinehurst guy?
This is Pinehurst guy. Get him on here. So I think this is the story behind this, is that he says that he has a ring underneath the Payne Stewart statue. There he is. Holy shit.
Connecting to audio.
JP?
What's up?
What's up, brother? You got the story about a wedding ring underneath the Payne Stewart statue. Talk to us real quickly about what's going on with that, because we've been trying to guess. We can't even imagine what that story is.
All right. So to start off, yes, still married. So that clears things up. So this past December, my wife and we got married in Pinehurst, and me and my buddies were all big golf fans and stuff. So 2 days before, we went down and played some courses. And in my mind, I always wanted to leave a piece of our wedding still in Pinehurst. So my master plan was, I got this cheap wedding ring off of Amazon. It was $10-15. And so that was the wedding ring she put on my finger the day we got married. And that night, my groomsmen and we concocted a plan. Our house we were staying in was probably 500 yards from Pinehurst number 2, the clubhouse and stuff. And
so you're at Riggs's house, yep.
Right, yeah. We passed Riggs's house and stuff many times, walking back and forth. And so that night, after everybody got back and stuff, we took my ring, and me and four or five of my buddies, we went out to the statue and put it right underneath Payne Stewart's feet. We tucked it in real nice and neat, and made sure everything was clean when we got done, and we tiptoed right on out. We got a video and everything. We took a selfie with Payne Stewart, and so my wedding ring is currently, hopefully, if they cut
now
the
it's
grass
gone.
and stuff,
It's gone now.
It's gone now,
Yeah, for
unfortunately.
sure.
When this podcast airs, it's gone.
How do we feel
That's
about
right.
this move? Do we think?
We're encroaching on vandalism, I
I
think. But
think it's slightly
So
vandalistic.
the joke is now, so my buddy, he's got he actually met his girlfriend at my wedding, and it's kind of I'm trying to challenge him to one up Pinehurst. So when he gets married, where does he bury his ring? And I think there's only one plausible answer.
Then you
that he
get
has to
arrested.
do.
You're about to get arrested.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
your
flying a
life
little
could be
close.
over.
we might citizens arrest you.
You're flying a little too close to the sun with this memory stuff. Listen, I think it's coming from a really good place. You're trying to honor the a golf icon and a location that is near and dear to your heart, so much so that the ring that your wife put on your finger you want to have buried in the earth at your favorite place. So I don't get me wrong, I don't think Trent either. It's not coming from a bad place when I say I think you're insane. But I think that we're approaching insanity at some point if you and your buddies keep digging out the earth and putting your symbols of love beneath them. I think
the most iconic places in golf. My thing is, I think it's a great idea. Would I have come on the biggest golf podcast in the world and said it? I don't know, but I do think it's coming from a good place. I think those are awesome stories, with your buddies for sure. Every time they're at Pinehurst, or every time you see, the U.S. Open's going to be at Pinehurst next year. They're going to show that statue a bazillion times. You could be every time you're hey, my wedding ring is under there. I think that's pretty cool. I really do.
So my wife lives probably 25-30 minutes from Pinehurst, and every time we go visit her family and we're kind of near the area, I'll start patting my waist and pockets and stuff, and I go, shit, I've lost my wedding ring. I gotta go find my wedding ring.
No, I like it. It's a very cool story.
Yeah,
but again, I think that ring, this podcast is out now if people are listening to it.
That's
that
right.
Thing's gone. That thing's
you
gone.
can have $15 on Amazon. You can keep it.
It's a good. I like it though. It's a good story.
Pashley's like got like 16 guys digging
metal
underneath
detectors
it.
out there. That thing's gone.
That thing's gone.
Well, we appreciate the call, JP. Thanks for that. Obviously, you have a love for the game, so I don't think it came from a bad place. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be there for very long. We'll get confirmation if it's still there. I'm sure we'll hear from someone from Pioneers being like, "Yeah, we'll
if
leave
not, my name's not JP."
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
for
guys.
calling in, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Man, that's that's pretty funny. That's a wild move. There's no denying.
He might be
that.
arrested soon. I mean, he pulled it up the
I felt a little nervous. I felt a little nervous that his face was on there, but
it's
he
cool.
didn't
you're
mess
better
around.
off like if
he
you
didn't
like,
mess with the statue. It's like in front of
No.
it, so it's like just dirt.
I mean, you could just take it in the middle of the fairway and like dig a little hole and slide it under the grass and pat it back down. You could do that anywhere.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I saw. I
Like
saw,
if you did that on the old course, nobody would ever find it, nor care.
Fuck.
I don't think, honestly.
I
Sorry,
saw an
not
article. I know. I didn't read the article, but it was they were discussing, headline guy, not a full paragraph guy. It was like they were discussing the legality of spreading a loved one's ashes on a golf course. That you could do, I think.
Yeah, that just blows away in the wind. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I mean,
Again, I didn't read the article, so I don't know what the arguments were being made. But
I could see people like being weirded out that someone's ashes have been spread across the golf course that they're walking on. Like you don't, if you're not like,
would you feel weird about it?
No. I mean, maybe if I like accidentally walked right over the spot after they just did it, I'd be like, Jesus.
Well, that would be a little impolite. I mean, if
I
we're all
actually
standing
think-
there, like,
I think that's pretty cool. I think it's cool.
yeah, I think.
I mean, there's got to be a place. There's got to be an area. You can't just start spreading it across the green, right? What do you think about that? I mean,
I just think it blows away. I think it's
it
like
starts to become out of control, right? Like you're spreading grandpa across the third green. It's like I'm down there. I'm fucking putting my ball down. I'm licking my fingers and shit. Like I'm fucking. I don't want any of grandpa's ashes inside my body.
I can't have it affecting my line. I'm saying
I'm talking about it getting weird.
I think
right.
people, if they're
You see what I'm saying?
One sprinkle.
Yeah.
You hope.
It's gone.
You hope.
Dude, it's gone.
It's still there. It's
fine.
Sprinkles.
Think about all the effed up shit that's been in your body that you didn't even know that somehow it got there.
You want Grandpa Reynolds' whoever ends up getting spread across there?
You might have slapped hands with Trent. He just itched his ass. Now you got your ass
That's true.
in your mouth.
And I don't think people are not like pouring. It wouldn't put it right on the green where it's like clearly something happened. You're just like on a tee box, throw it up in the air, and it's
do
over.
it in the rough.
Oh, come on.
Fairway. Up in the air towards the
I'm totally cool with it. You're cool with it too, Frankie. You're making an argument about nothing. You're cool
I think the
with
green's too much.
Nobody would put it on the green.
Okay.
I think it's fairway.
I mean, you're just kind of, hey, this is Dad's favorite green. No,
you got a sifter out there. You're just sifting it around the green.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it though. It's cool.
Yeah.
Where would you want your ashes to be?
I want to be catapulted into space, frozen. Just poof.
That's scary.
Have me collide with the web satellite.
Yeah. Imagine that news comes out. massive human hurtling towards our $10 billion, $100 billion telescope. And Lurch is just like this.
Dude, I'll be honest. When we started the conversation, I thought you meant your ashes out there.
His full body.
Yeah, just me.
Just a fucking like big hot dog, just like.
And you're just slamming into the James Webb telescope.
It's like the
amount of panic that would go into that of me just.
The Dr. Evil spaceship. It just looks like a big penis.
That's what I was thinking of. The big boy. They shoot the big boy up there.
Oh fuck, that's so funny. Your hair may grow fast, Rigsy fast.
Oh.
Out of nowhere. Got hair sprouting out like crazy.
Miracle.
But after going to Sport Clips haircuts, you'll wish it grew even faster, which might be, scientifically impossible with what Rigsy is doing. But he's got it now.
I do love a haircut, and Sport Clips is the best because I love the feeling of it. I wish I could get a haircut every day, which technically I could.
And you wish that because Sport Clips has the best seats in hair, and that may or may not have been because they happen to be right in front of your TVs playing sports all day.
Yeah, they do.
Every day. They're playing sports inside Sport Clips, which makes it incredible. We know that watching sports while getting a haircut sure beats watching a reflection of getting a haircut, especially if you don't like the way it's going. You don't like what's going on with your face or your body. You don't want to see that all the time. You don't want to be staring at that grotesque body.
True, I don't need to be looking at myself while getting a haircut. That's not for me.
At Sport Clips, you can check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. So yeah, come watch an endless stream of sports on TV while getting an awesome haircut at Sport Clips.
Yeah.
Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Aliens are here, Frank, officially.
Yeah, they are. And we're just like ignoring it.
Nobody cares.
Dude, that means to me something big's about to happen. If they're telling the public that like they're here.
Oh. So I've already talked. This is a 5-year plan.
I think they're arriving in the next like 6 months.
No, it's a 5-year plan, and we might be like 3 or 4 years into it for sure. But like, we've been seeing the writings on the wall so much that when they officially be like, "Hey, they're here and it's over," but we gave you guys more than enough notice. Like, we've gotten enough notice at this point. Like, no one can be like sitting around the dinner table being like, "Can you believe they kept this from us? The world's about to end next month." They're gonna be like, "No, bitch. We had a fucking public court hearing where we said they're here."
Right. It's like you're slowly acclimating the public to the idea that aliens exist. And where first you start, you fund a bunch of alien movies in Hollywood, and people are like, "Oh, maybe there are aliens out there." And then you slowly start to leak. There's some documents that come out when Trump is president. He's like, "Yeah, here you go. Here's some alien files." And now they're in front of Congress. So they're slowly telling you that they're going to be here. And like you're saying, in a year and a half, they might just be here.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be in our school. They're going to be hanging. Yeah.
They might be like, are they hanging already? Like,
probably.
It's wild. And I like talk about the world just turning, just the next thing happens. Nobody's doing anything different about it. I mean, like,
gone.
So I think the general public awareness is like, yeah, we kind of believe that already. You know what I mean? Like,
which is insane because no one's believed that aliens are here. General consensus has never been that aliens are real. Like, we always thought that it'd be like a movie-like scene where the president would come on the screen and say aliens are real, and the whole world would go insane. Instead, it was on the CW at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and no one gave a fuck.
They were like, we have bodies from the the crashes.
It was like, do you have the pilots? You're saying you have like the hardware, the pilots, and it was like there is like human care. There's like, I don't know, living characteristics that we do. Or some like line and was like, oh, that's an alien.
He kept saying like, non-human entities were controlling the
aircraft. It was something like that. Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, all right.
And I just kept scrolling. I just kept scrolling on Twitter. I was like,
someone wrote like what they taste like. Let's fucking eat them. Let's eat those things. Maybe they're tasty.
It is. You're right in the fact that you're like, yep, got the news and kind of like knew it. You just went to the next thing because it was almost just too much to process. It's like Frankie an alien. Like, he's got a weird body type.
I might be. I feel like him. I feel like one. Today, my brain felt like it was alien form where I just couldn't get the radio to work. We did Barstool Radio today, and I just couldn't get the audio to work. I'm like, why am I? We got out of this world, Maybe this whole thing wasn't so good. Just I'm back in this fucking radio studio, and I can't get the audio to work. My heart is racing in my throat. Just boom, 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 boom. I'm getting texts, hey, Dave's audio's not working. You got 22,000 people. Dave's audio's not working. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. I just want to nip a wedge next to a pin, That's all I'm here for now. I'm here to nip wedges. Fuck. I think we've been going too long.
How long have we been going?
About an hour 40.
Wow. All right, yeah. Not bad for the boys, Not much to talk about.
Good little catch-up. Old times.
Yeah.
Not much happened in the golf world. I mean, fuck.
No, very
Everyone's
little.
like, you only talked about Bryson for fit. Someone recorded how long we talked about for Bryson. It was like 2 minutes and 37 seconds, but we talked about our assholes for like 9 minutes.
Welcome to the fucking show, dude.
Libs don't want to talk about fucking Bryson shooting a 58. It's like, bro, he shot 58. It's like, I don't know what else to tell you. What you want us to break down every single hole? He did it in the rain. The last 3 holes, he like birdied all 3 holes. It's incredible. We said it was like one of the more iconic photos in golf history. Him jumping up into space, crazy. What else you want us to say? Did it at the Greenbrier? I don't know.
We're not going to be the people to break down a swing and what made it so great. I don't know.
If Bryce wants to come on and talk about it, he'll talk about it.
We'd rather talk about ruptured testicles.
Yeah, that was great.
Say again?
We'd rather talk about ruptured testicles.
That's a hard story.
Still don't really have the answer. I still don't have the answer I want from that story.
No, it's just a jelly bag, but it is what it is. Let's get out of here. I got to take the train home. I got to go to Alabama tomorrow and Toronto tomorrow. I'll be flying to Alabama and Toronto in the same day, which is it's a lot to handle.
What are you doing?
We're doing a Fixing Frankie episode in Alabama with Dr. Brett McCabe. We're going to be doing 9 holes, a full update on like all the lessons I've gotten. I did, the initial lesson with Brett. Then we went to then we went to Scott Fawcett. Then we went to Trevor Immelman. My game has gotten increasingly better. I've basically dropped from a 10 to a 5 handicap in the matter of a year because of all of this. And now it's like, how do we start spinning the ball back? How do I have consistent thoughts on the golf course? I feel like now I need that next, and I feel like a lot of golfers struggle with this, where like you start to get your game dialed in and then it unlocks, you can do more. How do you like stay within that? You know what I mean? Like I know I can physically hit the ball way better now. Now, how do I score better? And how do I stay consistent? How do I stay within my brain where I'm not like getting angry every time? Because now I know I can do better. It's a way different mental side of the game than I was. It was like, how do I like become competent was the first one. And now it's like, how do I stay good and get better? So yeah. It's
crazy. Golf's so wild. You just can't rev the engine. You just got to stay at like, 6,000 RPMs and just never even think about it, and just like, it's a wild world.
And then we got the Barstool Classic in Toronto on Friday. And then I turned 30 on Sunday. That should be fun. No longer a baby boy.
You're only 29.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
What a child.
I know. It's a fucking joke. Just painted a deck yesterday, though, so that was cool.
So that, now you're grown up.
Got that going for me. And then the fucking gutter guy ruined it. But it is what it is.
All right, boys.
All right, guys.
Been good. Been good seeing your face.
We'll see you all in the alternate shot video came out last night. Go watch that on YouTube. So we played with and it's Boldy. I said Boldick. I said Boldick on the last show because he's an Islander. Boldick is an Islander. He's like a 6D man on the Islanders. And I said we play with Boldick. It's Boldy. From the Minnesota Wild. Vinny Lettieri is one of the funniest guys in the NHL. And Kyle Rudolph. So Kyle Rudolph is in that alternate shot. It's a real fun alternate shot. Go watch that. And I'll see everyone in Canada. I'm singing "Oh Canada." I don't want people to like cancel me that I'm going to sing "Oh Canada" and be like, "Our home," and basically as if I'm Canadian. But I think you have to show them respect and sing their national anthem, right?
Yeah. I think it's a good idea.
It's a great song.
Oh, I think it's better to sing. It's like easier to sing than the national anthem. It's definitely not better. I think
now we're getting into treasonous territory.
For me, it's like in my vocal range. It doesn't go as like you don't have to be Whitney Houston to sing it. Like the Star Spangled Banner, you have to be fucking good. I think you can kind of get by with like your C game with the Canadian national anthem.
This is nasty, but I think Canada is stronger than I like it better than ours.
Oh no. No, we have bigger moments in ours.
Lurch. I mean,
I'm just,
the land of the free and the fucking, you're talking about the flyover and the home of, and you're like, holy shit. I mean, come on, man.
Very good. It's a compelling argument. Now I'm like Frankie. I'm just spinning on a wheel.
Yeah. There's way bigger moments in the Star Spangled Banner than there are in the O Canada, but O Canada is a great national anthem. Yeah, it is. I'm excited to sing it. Yeah, fuck the Rangers. Let's end this thing. Rangers
hit it hard. Islanders suck. Go Rangers.
Statistically, they're like the worst original 6 team ever. So
hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard. Islanders suck.
Yeah.